Hey guys, how's it going? Andrew here, Enough Said Cards on Monday afternoon. Hope you're all doing well. I have some fun stuff to share with you today. I know that I had said that my next video was going to be with my son Charlie, who's 12 years old, and showing his top 10 cards in his collection. And that video is still coming. We made some progress in that we have identified the cards that will be in that video. Now we just have to find a time to make it. He is off doing what 12-year-olds do. He's riding his bike right now with his friends around the neighborhood, even though it's, I think, about 35 degrees out. And youth baseball season has started, so he's got a lot of stuff going on, but we will get that video done. It will be worth the wait. I think you guys will enjoy that one. So that's coming. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video. I have one item that I received today, actually, that I purchased from the latest REA monthly auction. And then I'm going to do a little recap of the Strongsville, Ohio show that I attended this past weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I have some great stuff to show you that I picked up there. So I hope you'll watch this whole video. If you want to just skip to the end and see kind of the bigger stuff that I got at Strongsville, you feel free to do that. But we'll start with REA. And REA has kind of historically, I think for a while they were doing 3 auctions a year. Then I think it went to 4. And now they're also doing like a monthly auction. And this is what I purchased from this last monthly auction that just ended. And I was really excited when I saw this, that it was even in the auction. There were 4 or 5 of these. This is the W601 series. This is the American League, Philadelphia American League postcard. This is from the Sporting Life team postcard set from 1906 to 1907. And dare I call these rare. I did not check the pop report, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that these are rare. You just don't see these very frequently at all. And I don't know what it is about them. I'm just a complete sucker for these. I have 3 now, and I'll show you the other 2 also. But this is a composite picture of players from the team, the Philadelphia Athletics. And you may have seen larger versions of these, which exist for the same teams. It's 8 American League and 8 National League teams in this set. And the larger ones, I think, are about maybe like 14 by 14, something like that. And they're pretty cool. They, the kind of item that would look really nicely framed. But I really like the smaller version, the postcards, something about them. This one has 4 Hall of Famers on it. Eddie Plank and Rube Waddell on the top left there. Chief Bender also on the top. And, of course, the manager of the team, Connie Mack, in the middle there, who managed the A's for, I want to say, 49 years, 50 years. So I was really excited when I saw this in the auction. There were about 3 or 4 others from the set, including 2 that I already had. Clearly, this was a collection that someone had consigned these together. It's unusual just to see 1, let alone like 4. But this is the one that I kind of keyed in on, that I liked. And one of the things that I liked about it was the stamp on the back, which I hadn't previously seen. It says, a complete set of these postcards, and then in parentheses, 8 clubs of either the National or American Leagues, will be mailed upon receipt of 5 2-cent stamps. Then it gives the address for Sporting Life magazine. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on these. Clearly, you could buy the set together, which is interesting to me. This one has a slightly different tint. The coloring is a little bit different than the other 2 I own. So I'll show you those really briefly, but I was very excited to win that. Here are the other 2. This is the St. Louis American League team with Branch Rickey. And the Boston Red Sox with Cy Young and Jimmy Collins. So I'm going to continue to hopefully acquire more of these slowly as I see them. Don't really know what it is about these. I just love them. All right, so the Strongsville, Ohio show. I had not previously attended this show. It's about 6 hours away, 6.5 hours away. It hasn't been held the last 2 years because of COVID, and then last year because the longtime promoter, I understand, passed away. But this is a show that I had been wanting to attend. My friend Tony and I, who I travel frequently to shows with, had talked about attending this show. And what kind of appealed to us about it is that it was known to be a all vintage show. From what I understand, the prior promoter didn't even allow cards to be displayed on your table if it was post 1980. So we were able to get a couple days away to travel to the show. We left on Thursday, actually. We wanted to be there first thing when it opened on Friday. So we got up there and we're ready to go Friday morning. And the show did not disappoint. I would say that compared to like the Chantilly and Philly shows, which I attend frequently, this was a little bit smaller, maybe like 60 to 70 dealers. But it was almost all vintage. So it wasn't like, Chantilly where, I don't know what percentage of the tables are all modern stuff that I don't really look at anyway. Pretty much every table here had stuff that I wanted to look at. And just had a great time, met up with Josh, Jay Stottlemyre won, and had a good time walking around with him. He brought some cards. We showed some cards to each other. And so that was really cool. Also, Kyle, collecting America's Pastime, met briefly. So that was fun. And, really, even though it was a smaller show, I didn't find over the course of 3 days that I got bored. There was stuff that I was looking at right up until the end when we left around noon on Sunday. I had kind of discovered a table that had books of non-sports cards, and I kind of left those for Sunday morning, knowing that that'd be maybe a good time to go through that stuff. So anyhow, let's get into the stuff that I bought. If you're not interested in seeing oddball, non-sport kind of stuff, I'll go through these relatively quickly, but if you want to just jump ahead to the end, there are some bigger cards that I purchased, and I'll show those at the end. But this was the first thing that I found, and I was not familiar with this issue at all. This is blank back there. And a guy had a table with some really old, almost exclusively pre-1900 items, some sports stuff, and then some non-sports stuff. And this caught my eye. I don't know if you can read the top there. Paul Revere's Ride, Retreat of the British from Lexington. And the reason that it caught my eye is because I grew up in Lexington, Massachusetts, where this battle took place, Revolutionary War battle. So I pretty much decided at that moment that I was going to buy this. I think I paid $20 for it and have learned a little bit about it. It was issued in 1888 as part of a book. You got the whole book together. I think it was 10 or 15 pages like this with different scenes. And it was designated as the A60 set. The Liberty album is what it's called. And it was produced by Kinney Tobacco. And the book was distributed as a premium. You had to save up coupons from the tobacco products, and then you could send away and get the book. And this is a really beautiful lithograph. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to display this. I have this in kind of this giant top loader now. But was pretty excited to find that. So I don't know if I would get it framed. I'll have to see what I do with that. I'm going to go through the non-sports stuff. Well, there's some boxing stuff and then some non-sports stuff. I'll go through these pretty quickly. Always kind of on the lookout for stuff like this. This is from the 48 Leafs boxing set. Primo Carnera, who was the heavyweight champion in the 30s. I think I paid $12 for that one. That one's actually in pretty nice shape. The whole set of boxers. And then from Churchman's Cigarette boxing set, 1938, if I remember correctly. And this is Jack Kidd Berg, Henry Armstrong, and George Carpentier. And those were $2 each. I'll get those all day long for $2. Now some non-sports stuff. These are from the Lighthouse series. There's 50 different cards in this set, and this is Cape Cod Light and Boston Light, and of course I'm partial to the Massachusetts related cards. Those were about, I think, I want to say $5 each. This is just a random card that I thought looked cool. Ariel Toucan from the Mecca Cigarette Bird series, 1 to 100. This one I thought was funny. The Cowboy series, Hassan Cowboy series. I don't know what this is designated as in the card catalog, but Cowboy series 1 through 50. And this one is titled His Best Friend, as he's looking at his revolver there. Thought that was pretty cool. And then these 4 are from the T69 Historic Homes set. I have, I think, 2 or 3 of these already, and just really kind of like this set. This may be the next one that I go for. Hopefully we'll be finishing the T58 Fish and T59 Flags. I need 1 card for each of those. This might be the next one that I actually put a little bit more effort into completing. This one is the Home of Francis Scott Key. These are really beautiful cards. The Lee Mansion, Arlington, Virginia. Jumel Mansion. And the original White House on the Pamunkey. So the table that I found all these at had binders filled with non-sport stuff. So it was a lot of fun going through those. Some really kind of low-grade stuff and some sets that I wasn't interested in, but that was fun. Now for the bigger cards. This was the first card that I found. I bought this actually on Friday, and this is from the 1957 Topps basketball set. This is Tommy Heinsohn, and to SGC 5, a beautiful card. And I had been holding out for one that kind of met, had the attributes that I wanted. It's a pretty tough set to get in high eye appeal condition, I would say. They're very frequently off center. They have snow, they have print defects. This one is a little bit more off center than I would have liked in a perfect world, but it had all the other attributes that I look for. Really great focus. Sometimes the face is blurry, minimal snow in the background there, just kind of beautiful, bold color. And the price was right. So I decided that I could just look forever and not find the perfect one. Or get this one that I'm quite pleased with. It'll go well with my Bill Russell and Bob Cousy that I have also. So I was very pleased with that. The next card is one that I had seen this exact card, I think 2 Philly shows ago, and I stood, at the table and went back and forth. Should I buy this card? Should I make an offer on the card? It was not an inexpensive card. Ended up passing on it, even though I did like it. And it's funny, I have been collecting cards, since I was a little kid, and don't know how many 49 Bowman cards I have looked at in my life, many thousands. And I just never really honestly paid that much attention to this set for whatever reason. Last year I bought this Jackie Robinson because I liked this card in particular. I wanted a Jackie Robinson card. I just really liked this one. But just honestly, for whatever reason, had never paid all that much attention to this set. And I want to give a little bit of a shout out and some credit to Dave, Blue Jacket 66, because when I watched, he's made a couple videos now where he showcases his master set of 1949 Bowman cards. And if you haven't seen it, go take a look at that video. I think he's actually maybe shown it in 2 separate videos, but the last video that he posted about this set, I watched and just kind of was surprised that I was able to overlook this set for so long, because it's a beautiful and very kind of historic set with all the great cards that are in it. And this one in particular is one that I was really happy to add. I wanted to get a Satchel Paige card. He only has 3 Playing Days cards, and one of them is basically unobtainable. The 48 leaf short print is very difficult to find. And I just really liked this card. I have a newfound kind of appreciation for this set after watching Dave's video. And so I saw this card. It had been sold by the dealer that I had previously seen with it to another dealer, one that I'm friendly with. And we were able to work out a deal. I had to pay a little bit more, actually quite a bit more than what the VCP said it should be going for. But I just think that this has really strong eye appeal for a 3. Beautiful centering, bold colors. Sometimes these have like the colors are like shifted a little bit, which creates kind of a blurry picture. And this one is pretty much spot on. It does have some very minor, it's like a little wrinkle on the top there that you can barely see. But I was really pleased with this. I've just been looking at this card since I bought it. So Dave, thanks for the inspiration on this one. I'm really happy to add it. And let's just put Satchel and Jackie out here together. And finally, this card here. This is from the M116 Sporting Life, another Sporting Life issue from 1910 to 1911, Tris Speaker. And this one is graded at SGC 3. Just a beautiful portrait. This is a Horner portrait of Tris Speaker. And, you know, a lot of the Horner portraits were used in the T206 set. Unfortunately, this was not. I've never really loved the picture of Tris Speaker in the T206 set. This would have been amazing, but this is a beautiful card. Really like the back also. I think there's a couple different versions of the back. But this set, and again, on the back there it says, you can see over 300 subjects, was issued in series. And this, from what I understand, is from one of the later series, and it's much more difficult to find. This and some other ones from this series are difficult, including Smokey Joe Wood is also another one that's very tough to find. And a dealer friend of mine had this, and he actually has had it for a while, and we'd gone back and forth a number of times trying to make a deal for it, and was really pleased to leave with it because I just love it. Just a beautiful picture there. And one more look at the back. So that's it. We finished the show. We left around noon on Sunday, and about a 6.5 hour drive back. As we were leaving, Lawrence Taylor, who was one of the signers, was having a, let's say, an animated discussion with who I think was the promoter in the parking lot about his compensation. It sounded like compensation for some additional autographs. I don't know exactly, but so that was interesting. And we hit the road and got back around 6:30 last night. So for those of you that have made it 19 minutes, thank you for watching this video. Like I said, and like I've said the last couple videos, Charlie's top 10 cards will be coming soon, and look out for that one. I will catch up with you guys soon. Take care, and hope everyone has a great week. Bye-bye.